Francis Ngannou may have changed the sport of MMA much like LeBron James did for basketball. The former MMA champion not only dared to go up against the Goliath that is the UFC, but he did so by challenging the promotion and tested free agency. The immense risk now has finally paid him back as he landed the biggest deal in all of MMA by joining the PFL. Why did Francis Ngannou sign with the PFL? The new deal will see him earn an undisclosed amount of money, but it's safe to say it must be upwards of $8 million. Moreover, Ngannou will also have a seat at the table of board members, serving as a fighter's representative alongside Randy Couture. But wait, that's not all there is to it. The new deal has also made him the representative for PFL in Africa, granting him a piece of equity that even Conor McGregor failed to gain with the UFC. And lastly, Ngannou will compete in the PFL's super fight division, and whenever he fights, his opponent will earn a hefty paycheck of $2 million. With a bag like that, there'll be no shortage of opponents. Has Francis given up on boxing? Certainly not. The PFL won't get in the way of Ngannou's dream to box. He made it quite clear that he's free to pursue boxing, and this could potentially see him booked pretty soon. Ngannou's debut with the PFL is set for 2024, which leaves room for one massive boxing bout, ensuring that the ex-UFC champ can make all the big bucks both inside and outside of MMA. Unfortunately, the fight with Deontay Wilder has fallen by the wayside for now, but there's more positive news on that front. Francis has reserved the entire half of 2023 for boxing. Fans could see him take on the likes of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, or he could book a tune-up fight before taking on boxing royalty. This could potentially set the precedent for fighters to look for more options away from the UFC. It'll also help shift the power scale in favor of the athletes. Francis takes aim at BKFC and won championship. Speaking with Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour, the Predator made it quite clear that his team never really spoke with BKFC president David Feldman. He even went on to suggest that he was never really interested in the promotion.
Where is this guy coming from? Then I check my phone, I call my team, I'm like, do somebody talk with this guy that I'm not aware of? And everyone check his message. Well, I'm like, bro, we just saw this and they're checking with them. I'm like, no, we haven't talked to this guy. So I don't know where he came from. So that's even why I didn't talk about it. I'm like, this guy is just a joke. But I never talked to that guy. We never asked him anything. And he never even reached out. Not to say we weren't interested. We weren't, but he never even reached out. So he didn't know if yes or not we were interested.
Francis then targeted One Championship CEO Chatri Sityodtong. He suggested that Chatri put on a hell of a performance, but simply couldn't impress him enough to overlook the PFL's offer.
I think Chatri was just performing. I have told him and Matt Humes that I get a best offer from PFL and this, and I don't think this is not. I'm not going to do any negotiation with you guys. And that was back 6 weeks before that. And I'm like, oh, I can fly you to my show in Singapore. I can fly to Cameroon. I can this. And he was all in me. I'm like, bro, this is too much. I don't know how to handle this. How are you gonna fly to Cameroon? What for? I just tell the guy the situation, and then he keep pushing. And then I send it to my team, bro, I can handle this pressure from Chatri. Then he keep pushing, and yes, I'm gonna be in LA. Then they were like, yes, Francis is coming. So I have to see him for respect. We had a talk. I respect the guy. Matter of fact, I love Chatri. Before this drama, I'm like, oh, I like this guy. I like his story. Now I've even questioned if that story is true, but I used to love that story.
The MMA world reacts to Ngannou's PFL deal. Taking the first dig at the former champion, John Jones questions Ngannou's claim of being the baddest man on the planet. And Francis fired right back with a quirky reply of his own. PFL co-owner Wiz Khalifa is really excited to have Ngannou on the roster. Jake Paul also chimed in, suggesting the PFL versus UFC program that could feature many dream fights, but will Dana White make it happen? Renato Money Moicano wants to know how much money is Francis making. Ben Rothwell wants a piece of the pie. And Jake Shields is happy to see a fighter succeed outside of the UFC.